Large streams from little fountains flow. Tall oaks from little acorns grow. And though I am now small and young, of judgment weak and feeble tongue, yet all great learned men, like me, once learned to read their ABC. As a boy, I lived in one of the smaller western communities. My name is Russell Morgan, Rusty for short. Looking back, I recall that I was high-spirited and full of mischief. I was always ready and eager to play pranks on the local citizens and popular with the younger fry whose prime purpose in life seemed to be adventure.
You in here riding my calves? Get out of here! This is private property! Confounded rascals!
I wish you could have. Life seemed like a luscious apple, ready to be tasted with relish. The future was a distant, rosy nothingness, with which I had very little concern at the moment. The present was good, and all around me, and I was determined to enjoy it to the full. My home was typical of those in the neighborhood. We weren't wealthy by any means, nor was there ever a time when we went hungry. My 2 brothers, 3 sisters, and I got along as well as most families, with a little fight now and then, but in the main, a closely knit, affectionate group. My father was a busy mill owner and a devoted churchman. We didn't see too much of him. He and I lived in completely different worlds, and our paths didn't touch at many points. As I look back now, I marvel at the patience of those who guided me through the jungle maze of youthful experience. In addition to my family, there were 3 people who stand out clearly in retrospect. 2 men and a woman who affected my life so much
Hi, Rusty.
that I shall never be able to repay them.
Okay, Rusty, come on out of there. What do you think you're doing? Oh, you've got company, have you?
What'd you have to
All 3 of you in on this. Say, don't you know it's a federal offense to tamper with the mails?
How'd you even know it was that, George?
Don't worry. Whenever anything unusual happens, I know who's at the bottom of it.
Hey, George, you got any mail for me?
Say, you gotta learn to write before you can get letters, boy.
You ought to see my report card.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I've been talking to your ma. Say, by the way, fellas, I've got a job for you.
A job? What kind of a job? Does it pay anything?
Well, in a way, yes.
What do you mean, in a way? Is this another one of those pay-you-in-heaven jobs?
Well, Rusty, you know Sister Tyler. She's not as strong as she used to be. And she has real need for some kindling wood. About 3:30. What do you say?
George, we got plans.
No, we're too
Yeah,
busy.
we got plans.
Well, there could be some donuts and cider.
On second thought, maybe our plans could wait a little. We might be able to be there, George. 3:30?
Fine, fellas, thanks. I know I could count on you. Well, better get to work. They don't pay me, you know, for just gabbing around with you guys. See you at 3:30.
Hey, George, didn't you forget something?
Oh, you character. Goodbye.
Let's see ya.
Thanks, Rusty. That's plenty. I won't need any more. You boys and Brother Wengren have certainly done your good deed for the day, and I want you to know that I'm grateful. Does that look good to you?
Oh, you're not kidding.
I know, boys are always hungry. Well, you go along and get the other fellows, and we'll have some refreshments.
All right.
You know, fellas, there's a reason why you feel so good about what you did this afternoon. And it's not just the cider and donuts either.
Sure help.
Yeah, they tasted good, didn't they? Have you ever stopped to realize that you love those people most that you do something for? Why do you think a mother loves her child so dearly? Certainly, the child hasn't had opportunity to do anything much for her yet, except give her a lot of pain and anxiety. And yet, there's no love like it in all the world. It's because she's done so much for her child. And in somewhat the same way, your joy and happiness is going to depend not so much on what you get out of life, but on what you give to it. Give to the world the best you have, and the best will come back to you. It's as simple as that. Now, you'll always remember what you did with Sister Tyler today.
Well, it didn't make sense to me at first, but there was no denying the fact that at that moment I did feel kind of good inside. And this always happened when George involved us in something like this. I'll never forget the times when he would take us hiking and camping in the mountains. He used to tell us story after story about his boyhood days, and the lessons which he had learned as a youngster subconsciously became patterns for our own lives. Yes, Brother George Wengren was really someone to remember. To some, he may have been just a humble mail carrier, but to me, he was a giant of a man. In my early teens, I didn't attend Sunday school regularly. Some of us used to duck out after we'd taken care of our priesthood duties. Our interests were so varied that we didn't always see the necessity of attending Sunday school, even though we knew deep down that it was the right thing to do. Then, at the beginning of a new year, we were moved into another class and found something quite different to what we'd been used to. The teacher made the class so interesting that even though we had all sorts of other things on our minds, we couldn't help but pay attention. She got us doing things during class instead of just sitting and listening.
How long did Jesus fast? Carl? 40 days and 40 nights.
How did Satan try to tempt Jesus the first time? Terry?
Well, naturally, Jesus was very hungry, and so Satan asked him to turn stones into bread.
Terry, good going. What was the third temptation? Jim?
Well, I believe Satan told Jesus to jump off a high building and save himself.
Nope, we caught you there. That was the second one.
Okay. You've heard the second temptation. What answer did Jesus give to that one? Janice?
Didn't he say you shouldn't tempt God?
How about that, Sister Lander?
That's close enough. What he actually said was, "It is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God."
Oh, that was fun.
And our own lives. Yes, Rusty?
Well, I guess Jesus must have been awful hungry after fasting all those days. And he could have easily turned the stones into bread, but he withstood the temptation and he didn't. Now, when us kids are tempted to do something wrong, we should think of the wonderful example he set for us and not do it.
That's a very good answer, Rusty. You're exactly right.
This kind of involvement completely captured us. We found ourselves actually looking forward to our Sunday school class and studying during the week so we could turn up with the right answers. I began to learn a lot about the gospel, and to my great surprise, found it extremely interesting.
I have some sad news this morning, for me at least. My husband's been transferred to manage a new store way up in Idaho. This means we're going to have to move very soon. Oh, I'm going to miss all of you terribly. But there's nothing I can do about it. The company even has a house all picked out for us to live in. So I guess we'll just have to say our goodbyes after class is over today.
Golly, Sister Lander, who'll take your place?
I don't know, Sherry, but there are many capable people in the ward, and I'm sure they'll find someone to take my place, and that everything will be just fine.
The fact that Jesus chose fishermen and other humble men for his 12 has caused some scholars to comment. Some have wondered why he didn't go into the synagogues and schools and choose from the scribes and learned men. It was to the priestly group that the people looked for spiritual guidance, and yet here was this man claiming to be a prophet, choosing ordinary men out of the
Gotta get
street
edgewise around
who had
here.
little or
All
no
stories.
learning in the
Talk,
academic
talk,
sense of the
talk.
word. It seemed as though he purposely
Looks
went
like that
out of
did
his
it.
way to ignore
Why
the
didn't I think
Jewish...
of this before?
Will you boys please stop whispering? You're disturbing the class.
We only want to ask a question about the lesson.
Well, what is it?
Well, I was just wondering, what has this all got to do with us? I mean, where do all these things that happened years and years ago fit in with what we do today?
Well, it's my job to try to teach you the scriptures. You've got to know how those people lived in those days and what they had to go through in order to be Christians.
Yes, but Sister Lander used to let us act out scenes which compared those days
I
with...
can't help what Sister Lander used to do. I'm teaching the class now, and we'll do it my way, if you please. Furthermore, if you boys can't keep still and listen and try and learn something, you'll have to leave. I simply can't have you disturbing the class this way. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. The Savior met Andrew, the brother of Peter, first. And after Andrew had met Jesus, he went looking for Peter. And the two of them found some other fishermen, and they went off to the Sea of Galilee.
Well, it looked like our new teacher was in solid, and I now felt that she had it in for me. Gone were the guessing games, the pantomimes, the friendly competition, and scorekeeping. The class would never be the same. It wasn't fun anymore, and I found myself rapidly losing interest in it. Perhaps if my father hadn't died around that time, I might have continued to attend Sunday school under parental pressure. Mother tried to keep me coming, but with many other conflicting influences working on me, the dull Sunday school lessons didn't stand a chance. Oh, and it wasn't only Sunday school. I found myself ducking priesthood and sacrament meetings also, as the gang I was going around with found more interesting things to do. My mother was more deeply concerned than I realized at the time.
Well, it isn't that Rusty is a difficult boy, but it's just that since Fred died, there hasn't been the steadying hand that was there before. Well, there never was too much in common between Rusty and his father, but as long as Fred was alive, Rusty felt a certain obligation toward the church. At least he went to most of the meetings. But with Russell's being the eldest boy and all, I'm afraid the example to his sisters and younger brothers isn't all it should be. What can I do, Bishop?
It's not uncommon for a boy to flap his wings a little as he approaches his adult responsibilities. This is especially true in Rusty's case, where he's being thrust into a... Don't you worry, Sister Morgan. I'll have a talk with him and make an effort to get a little closer to him than I have up to now.
Oh, thank you, Bishop. Rusty respects you and will follow whatever counsel you give him, I'm sure.
He's a fine boy, Sister
Thank
Morgan.
you.
Dawn, how was your Sunday school today?
Oh, just fine.
Would you like some milk, son?
Thanks, Mom.
Hi, this is a lovely dinner, Mother.
Thank you.
Say, Ed, what do you know about the Morgan boy?
What do you mean, Rusty?
That's right. Hasn't been around much lately.
Rusty? Well, he's been around all right.
Hasn't been around.
Not around church, if that's what you mean.
What can you tell me about him?
Rusty's okay, but he's running around with quite a rowdy bunch. They do most of their chasing on weekends.
I want you to invite him to dinner next Sunday.
Rusty Morgan? To dinner? Here?
You didn't think I'd invite him to the Waldorf Astoria, did you?
I think that's a wonderful idea to invite him to dinner.
Sure, I'll ask him, but I don't know if he'll come. What's the deal, anyway?
You've known Rusty for a long time, and you're about his age. I think you'd stand a better chance of getting him to come than I would. That boy needs a little help, and I think we're just the family to give it to him.
I didn't realize why at the time, but the bishop began to include me in his plans along with his own boys. I can still remember a father's and son's outing. We camped overnight and had a wonderful time hiking and fishing. He took me to sporting events and shows, just like I was one of his own sons. He used to cut his own boys' hair, and since I didn't have much money in those days, he regularly included me and several other neighborhood boys who otherwise would have gone long-haired. About this time, we moved to an adjoining town where my mother had obtained work. Bishop Madsen came to see us off.
We're real sorry to lose you, Rusty. We've grown to look upon you as one of our own.
Well, Bishop, I'm going to miss you and your family, too.
I want you to take care of your mother and your sisters, and particularly your younger brothers. They look up to you and will do pretty much as they see you doing. You're the head of the household now, Rusty, and your influence is pretty well established. Let's keep it that way, shall we?
Bishop, thanks for everything.
Goodbye, Rusty.
Oh, I almost forgot. Russell Morgan called a couple of hours ago. He'd like you to speak at Hollydale 4th Ward 2 weeks from tonight.
Russell Morgan. Why, that must be Rusty. You remember, Mother? The boy who used to pal around with Ed and Dawn? Why, it must be 10, 12 years since he left here.
Of course. Rusty Morgan. I remember. Such a nice family.
Rusty Morgan. Imagine that. What time did he say the meeting was?
6:30. Oh, but he'd like to come about 5 and drive us over.
I don't think I have a high council assignment that night. To see that boy again. Rusty.
Hello, Bishop.
Rusty Morgan.
How are you, Bishop?
My, but it's good to see you.
Thank you.
And this is your little family.
Yes, this is my wife, Helen.
How do you do?
And this is Bonnie. And this is Kent. This is Bishop Madsen.
Well, please come in, won't you?
Thank you. Come on.
Mother will be mighty glad to see you.
Oh, I'll be glad to see her, too.
This is really marvelous. Mother, you about ready? And it's been 15 years.
15?
15 years.
That's right,
What
Bishop.
A long time.
I'll say.
Rusty, how good to see you
Sister
again. I can
Madsen.
scarcely believe how you've grown.
Sister Madsen. This is my wife, Helen.
Are you
so
Helen?
much about
I'm
you.
happy to
And
meet you.
this is Kent, and this is Bonnie. Can
How
you
do
say hello to
Kent,
Sister
Bobby?
Madsen?
Bonnie, can you say hello?
My, what a lovely building. It's brand new, isn't it?
Yes, it's so new we haven't even got the landscaping in yet.
Hello there, Bishop.
Oh, good evening, Brother Rasmussen.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. This is Bishop Madsen. This is
I'm
Brother Rasmussen.
Certainly happy to meet you, Bishop Madsen.
The Bishop is going to be our speaker this evening.
Fine. See you in church.
Thank you.
Rusty, are you the bishop here?
Well, people seem to think so, yes.
And you never told me, you rascal.
Well, to tell you the truth, it never occurred to me. You know, tonight is the second anniversary of your accepting me as your bishop. And I'd like to give thanks to my Heavenly Father and to you wonderful people for the blessings that have come to me and my family during the past 2 years. Your loyal support in everything that we've tried to do, including the completion of this chapel, has been an inspiration and a real source of testimony to me. Although I've been your bishop for quite some time now, it occurred to me that most of you know very little about my earlier life. Actually, I was quite a cut-up as a boy. I grew up in a little farming community about 60 miles south of here, and I managed to make most of the mistakes that youngsters can make. But the Lord must have been watching very closely over me, because I had the good fortune to be strongly influenced by some good and wise people who came along when I needed them most. In addition to my own family, there were several other people who, in ways completely unsuspected by me at the time, infused in me a basic love of the gospel and the right way of life. And I thought it particularly fitting tonight that we honor them by hearing from one of these wonderful people to whom I owe so much. Brother Madsen, our speaker for tonight, is a high counselor in the Crestland stake. But to me, he'll always be Bishop Madsen, the man who took the time to put his arm around the shoulder of a wayward boy and extend his love to the point of involving him in the things of God. Bishop Madsen.
My brothers and sisters, if we were to analyze the progress of the meeting thus far, we would find that the sermon has already been delivered. Because there's nothing so powerful as the bearing of testimony and the giving of thanks to God for his many blessings to us. Your bishop and our friend, the boy of long ago, of us who somewhere along life's way may have been an instrument in God's hand to bring certain good things to pass, can only bow our heads in thankfulness and gratitude that we were entrusted with such opportunities. All of our lives have been touched by humble men and women, teachers, quorum advisors, and just neighborly members of the church, whose names are written on our memories and in our hearts. One final thought I would like to leave with you in closing. Great as has been my joy this night, it is nevertheless tinged with a note of sadness, a note of personal regret. For as I look back over my activities as a bishop, and not only as a bishop, but as just a member of this great church, I can recall many opportunities to influence the lives of others for good, which I neglected to take advantage of. Oh, my brothers and sisters, if there is any worth in the utterances of this night, is it not in the reminder that we are our brother's keeper? Are we not members of a divine team with the inescapable obligation to care for one another? Obedience to the commandment, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. As well as the Savior's admonition, this is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you, applies to each and every one of us, regardless of who we are. That we may take it upon ourselves to seek out those who are wandering and bring them back into activity, thereby serving them and the Lord with all your heart, might, mind, and strength. This is my prayer.
Won't you go and see the bishop before you and Ron?
Please, Mother, we've been over this 100 times. You know that nothing you can say will change my mind.
Well, you can't blame me for still trying, can you?
You said yourself that Ron is a good, clean fellow.
I know he is.
He's a college graduate.
I know.
He's sweet and he's kind.
I know all these things.
Well, look at Aunt Jane. She married out of the church and she's been happy.
In a measure. But she's regretted all her life that she didn't marry in the church. I know she has.
Oh, that's a lot of nonsense. If she were unhappy, she'd show it.
Connie, do you realize that if you marry a man who is not a member of our church...
Mother, I'm going to marry Ron because I'm in love with him. I'll never be happy marrying anyone else. About my happiness. Instead, all you're really thinking about is what the people in the ward will say. Well, I don't care what anyone says. I'm marrying Ron.
Watch your step, honey. What a view!
It is lovely.
Well, you're not exactly spilling over with happiness tonight. Got a problem?
No, not exactly.
Come on, let's have it.
Well, you're sure lucky you don't have to live at home.
Oh, another lecture, huh?
You'd think religion was the only thing that mattered in the whole world.
You're the only thing that matters to me.
Ron,
Uh-huh.
how much does your religion mean to you?
About as much as yours does to you, I suppose.
After we're married, let's promise never even to mention religion. I won't talk about mine, and you won't talk about yours. In that way, it won't be a stumbling block.
I'll buy that.
And we'll drive down to Glen Oaks and get married by a justice of the peace.
Okay. Remember my telling you about Ralph, that friend of mine that lives in Glen Oaks?
No, I don't recall.
Well, you remember we went all through school together. That is, until he went in the ministry. Well, he's living down in Glen Oaks now.
Ron, I'm way ahead of you. You want him to marry us, don't you?
Well, sure, I'd like him to. Seems kind of silly, a good friend right there, and we go to a justice of the peace.
Look, I thought the whole idea was that we were going to be neutral. I wasn't going to mention my religion, and you weren't.
Okay. We'll be married by the best-looking justice of the peace that Glen Oaks can furnish. Come on, honey. Let's forget it.
You know, Connie's never been disobedient in her life. She's always been a level-headed, conscientious girl. And now to have this. I can't understand what's come over her. What'll we do, Bishop? How can we convince her that what she's doing is wrong?
It isn't going to be easy. From all I can gather, she's pretty sold on this boy.
It isn't that we don't like Ron, but, well, you know the problem, Bishop.
Well, hello, Bishop.
Hello, Connie. How are you?
Don't tell me you've come to join in the plot against me. You know, you'd think my marriage was the biggest event since Princess Margaret's.
You know, it is a pretty important undertaking at that, Connie. Your parents and I were wondering if you had a few minutes...
I'm sorry, Bishop, but I have an appointment. I really must hurry. Maybe some other time.
Connie, please. I'll call Beverly and tell her you'll be a little late.
Mother, I know you mean well. And I know why you and Daddy got the bishop here tonight, but I'm sorry, it just won't work. I've been lectured to by you, by Uncle George, by Sister Wayman, and what good has it done? It's just upset us and made us all terribly unhappy. I'm sorry, Bishop, I don't mean to be rude, but, well, there's just no use in all this, because you see, I've made up my mind.
Connie, what a pleasant surprise.
How's my favorite aunt? Oh, Aunt Jane.
Much about you.
Well, I've heard quite a bit about you, too.
Oh, well, anyway, it's nice to see you both. Won't you stay for dinner? I have a chicken cooking on the stove.
Oh, it's sweet of you, Auntie, but...
Sounds good to me.
Well, then it's settled. Come on. Oh, Connie, this is nice to have you here. And Ron, the same.
Bishop White, thank you very much. I never can seem to find a coin to fit these gadgets.
Sounds like Mary. She carries everything in her bag except meter feed. And as a result, I'm practically supporting the city council paying fines.
Bishop, I'm sorry I was so rude the other night. I'm not usually that way. You've no idea how hard Mom and Dad have tried to break Ron and me up.
Let's talk about it, shall we? Have you got a few minutes? Come on, I'll buy you an ice cream.
Okay, Bishop. It's your nickel. They think they know what's best for me, but, well, Ron is such a wonderful fellow. I guess I'm just a little bit mixed up. My heart tells me to go ahead and marry Ron, and my head tells me not to. But I'm afraid my heart is winning right now. Well, you've met Ron. What do you think of him?
Connie, I know you wouldn't go with him if he weren't one of the best. Frankly, I'm quite impressed with him. But that isn't the question, is it?
Well, I know Ron isn't a member of our church, but, well, I feel in my heart that someday maybe I can convert him. Others have.
Unfortunately, not too many. Your chances are less than 10%.
Bishop, I love my church, but I guess right now I love Ron more. I can't seem to make my folks understand that this marriage just affects me, not the whole town.
I'll admit that your marriage doesn't have anything to do with this town, but it is going to affect more than just you.
Well, Ron, of course.
And your children, and their children, and, well, it all depends on how far you want to look ahead, I suppose.
How do you mean affect them?
In a lot of ways. Do you believe that children should have some kind of religious training?
Well, yes.
Then whose religion? Yours or his? Or maybe you'll let the children decide for themselves, and they might not want any religion at all. And of course, we haven't even mentioned temple marriage.
Bishop, all my life I've heard about temple marriage. But why is it so important? I mean, look at all the good people who have lived on the earth, married happily and died without being married in the temple.
Surely you know why we build temples.
Yes, to do work for the living and the dead.
Then you've answered your own question, Connie. Those people you've spoken about will all have their opportunity for marriage for eternity, providing they didn't have it in this life. You may be giving up your chance by marrying out of the temple. Let's put it this way. You love your parents and your family, don't you?
Yes, certainly.
Well, your children will love you the same way.
And if we don't get married in the temple, then we won't have the same family relationships. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me ask you this. Would you be willing to marry anyone with a built-in divorce?
But Ron doesn't believe in divorce.
Even so, if you should marry him and he should die, or you for that matter, then your marriage for this life only, or till death do you part, would be dissolved. Tell me this, Connie. Has Ron given you any indication of interest in the church?
Well, not exactly. You see, he's quite involved, or rather, I should say, interested in his own faith.
That's what I thought. If Ron had shown any interest at all in the church, I might give you different counsel. But as it is, with all the opportunities that he has had, he hasn't shown any inclination to join. As I recall, our stake missionaries didn't get very far with him. You know, Connie, eternity is a long time. Thing for me before you take this step. Will you read the 132nd section of the Doctrine and Covenants?
I promise, Bishop.
Just remember, one of the greatest gifts on this earth is free agency. We can advise, but of course the final decision must be yours. And whatever decision you make, I wish you all the happiness in the world.
Thank you, Bishop. Therefore, if a man marry him a wife in the world, and he marry her not by me nor by my word, and he covenant with her so long as he is in the world, and she with him, their covenant and marriage are not of force when they are dead, and when they are out of the world. Therefore they are not bound by any law when they are out of the world. need your advice. I am writing to ask what you think about Ron, I haven't been able to think of another thing all day. I know what he says is true, and yet...
Connie, look. I phoned him and told him we were coming. He's expecting us.
Look, what difference does it make?
If it doesn't make any difference, why don't we get one of the Mormon bishops here to marry us? After all, you implied that you might join my church someday.
But you don't understand. Ralph's my friend. Connie, darling, why should we let a little religious difference keep us apart? Our love is bigger than this. After all, it's just a simple little ceremony. Oh, he may ask you a few questions, but there's nothing really to it. If I could only make you understand how much I love you, how much I want you for my wife. Let's go in.
Connie, come in, girl. What are you doing in Glen Oaks in the middle of the night?
Oh, Aunt Jane, I've never been more miserable in my entire life.
Oh, bless you. Oh, Connie. What's happened?
I just walked out on Ron.
Oh, come in and sit down and tell me all about it.
Ron and I drove up here to get married, and I was going to go through with it in spite of everything. But when I found out that we had to have our children raised in his faith, something happened. I just couldn't go through with it. Oh, Auntie, I love him so very much.
There. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. Here, dry your tears. Connie, I think you've shown remarkable courage.
Courage? Why do you say that, Aunt Jane? You were married outside of the church, and you and Uncle Arthur were happy, weren't you?
We were happy, very happy. I loved Arthur. But now that he's gone, I'm beginning to realize some of the important things we missed in our life. The priesthood, for instance. When I was a girl, we had the priesthood in our home. Your grandfather used to bless us when we were sick, and sometimes even when we were well. But I never had that privilege with our children. When they were sick, I had to send out for the elders. Then there was the spiritual welfare of our children. Even though your Uncle Arthur gave me complete freedom to rear them in our church, 3 of my 5 children are inactive. And every time I mention this, they say, well, look at Dad. He was a good man. But the saddest thing of all, Connie, is that I may have forfeited my right to have my dear children and my husband in the next world.
Oh, thank you for telling me. Suddenly, I feel all right. Like I know I've made the right decision.
Nestled in the fertile coastal regions of southeastern United States is the heart of our tobacco country, Tobacco Land, USA. With moisture provided by gentle rains from the Atlantic and warmed and nurtured by the sparkling southern sun, these colorful tobacco plants ripen and mature to provide mankind with one of the real comforts and luxuries of life, a satisfying and relaxing smoke. The Old Virginia Tobacco Company, home of famous Humbar cigarettes, the menthol carbonated cigarette, is one of the many big producers in Tobacco Land, USA. Let's go behind the scenes where we see the Old Virginia Tobacco Company in a... And the big question on everyone's lips is, are Humbar's America's favorite cigarette?
Next day you have to meet 'em all face to...
Can't you all watch where you're going, boy?
I, Miss Calhoun, am on important business for the big boss himself. These are the latest figures on the campaign to make every man, woman, and child in the whole country a cigarette smoker.
Where's that office boy?
Here, sir. I'm coming, Mr. Blue. I'm coming.
Take care of these. Here are the quarterly national survey figures, J.B.
I can't read these with numbers in second.
Second?
Pick up, boy, I can't hear you.
In first place,
by 1.5 million Kenyans.
Kenyans?
In second place, by 1 million Humbars.
Second. I want Humbars first. I'll give you characters. Just 3 more months. 1 more quota. By that time, I want every man, woman, and child in the country smoking Humbar. On every billboard, radio, and television, on every newspaper and magazine. I want ads in the Boy Scout magazine and every college paper. Full-page ads in color. And let's not forget the soldier boys and sailors, especially those in the hospitals. Send them all free cigarettes. I want to help those poor boys on their way. Oh, and speaking of boys, let's not forget the young people. Get ads in every high school paper, their yearbooks, and their weekly reader. Give those kids something for their busy little minds, I always say. And another thing, we need a new slogan.
JB, you know our competitor who says their cigarettes take you away? Well, I've got a better slogan. Now get this. Humbars take you out of this world.
Let me think on that one.
I've done it, JB. I've done it. Look. We gave this mouse the residue from smoking 1 Humbar cigarette, and it didn't die.
There you see. What did I tell you?
Oh, well. Back to the lab.
Well, gentlemen, keep a stiff upper lip. As Stonewall used to say, we may have lost a battle, but we all ain't lost a war. Now get out there and sell cigarettes.
Yes, sir, JB.
It's Humbar time. Time for America's favorite cigarette.
Big Tom Tink was burned by a clinker and he began to cry. Hey, Daddy, oh, bring me a Humber. I'd rather have it than pie.
Say, folks, while we're waiting here, I just wanted to tell you that Humbers are a tinkering man's cigarette.
This is your on-the-spot reporter with another unrehearsed interview to find out which cigarette America prefers best. Oh, by the way, sir, which cigarette do you prefer? Well, 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 ladies and gentlemen, that's 100% for Humbers. Remember, folks, Humber cigarettes take you out of this world. Wait! Whoa! Whoa! Wait! Stop! Oh! Help! Whoa! Hey! Help! 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 Help!
Oh, I'll wait. Would you keep trying on that call to New Orleans phone? Thank you, honey. Hello.
Hi, is Daddy in?
He's always into you. He's got a big shot in there right now, but I'm sure he won't mind. But it's nice to have you back. How was college?
Well, it was swell, thanks.
Say, don't bother Daddy.
Oh, he wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind.
No, don't bother him. I'll wait.
Well, how's the All-American?
Just fine, Mr. Manning, and you?
As they say around the office, it's a smoking pleasure to see you. Boy, oh boy, were you really great on the gridiron last fall. Oh, yeah. I've followed your every move. And believe me, kid, all of us around the plant here were really proud of you.
Are these your brainchildren here?
Real mellow, eh? Real mellow. Well, I've got to be going, kid. That's the way the filter tips. Well, you'll be around, though, won't you?
Yeah, sure, Mr. Manning.
Should be very satisfactory, Sam. And say, Sam, don't forget to get me down for 500 shares of IBM. Right
Okay,
on the
Jay.
nose, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Junior, am I glad to see you, my boy, my boy. Why didn't you tell us you was coming? We'd have gotten the band out. Say, it's good to have you home. Good to have you home. Oh, have an apple. Sit down. Rest yourself. Take a load off your feet.
Hey, Daddy, what's new around here, anyway?
What's new? Oh, look at that chart. Look at that chart. And look at that rise in sales. Why, we'll have every man, woman, and child between the ages of 10 and 90 smoking humbars in this country in the next few years.
You know, Dad, from all I've been able to understand, cigarette smoking's really bad for people. In fact, several of the prominent doctors up on the campus say that it's undermining the health of the nation.
Nonsense, son, nonsense. Oh, of course we get a few complaints now and then, but we got people who will swear by what we claim about cigarettes. Yeah. Of course, we're getting a little less smoking from those people who are afraid of heart trouble, lung cancer, and the like, but if they quit smoking, smokers is just like streetcars. There'll be another one along in a few minutes.
Just what is it in cigarettes that's so dangerous? I know about nicotine, of course.
Oh, just the ordinary things that you find around the house. Tars, arsenic, carbon monoxide.
Almond fluid?
Oh, not enough to hurt you, son. Just enough to tickle your throat. Remember, there's a lot of satisfaction in a good, smooth smoke. Satisfies the tobacco craving.
Tobacco craving? Huh. What you really mean is you've got 'em hooked.
Not so loud, son. That hurts. Say, what they teaching you up at that Yankee University? Bad manners?
Dad, I don't mean to be impolite. But look, if cigarette smoking's so bad for people, why do we keep it undercover?
Well, son, you may be a great quarterback and a Phi Beta Kappa, but they didn't teach you much. This is a big business, son. And if we scared them, do you think they'd smoke? Why, boy, we've got a big responsibility to our stockholders, our tobacco growers, and our employees. We've just got to sell cigarettes.
Even if it means not telling the public what suckers they are?
Not so harshly, son. Let's just say that we use a little whitewash over the rough spots. You know, sort of tell them half-truths.
But we're conspiring against the public and getting them to do something by trickery and deceit.
Don't rile me, boy. Don't rile me. What would your dear departed mother say to hear you talking like this? Rest her soul. My, but she used to love her humbug.
JB, we've finally done it. Watch this. Nothing's coming through the filter.
You hear that, son? Nothing coming through the filter. That boy's a genius, just a plain... What do you mean, nothing?
That's right, JB. Nothing. Not even smoke.
There, Waldo. Don't worry. Remember, if at first you don't succeed, one of these days you'll come up with a filter that will satisfy all these anti-smoking campaigns. Thanks, Waldo.
But, Dad, I thought that ad said that your new filter filled it out nicotine and tars and all that stuff.
It did, son. But then we had to increase the amount of strong tobacco to get the taste back. So the filter really isn't any good. But it does sell cigarettes.
Is that all we're interested in, Dad? Just selling cigarettes?
Come here, son. All this will belong to you someday if you'll just smarten up a bit. Do you realize what a big industry this is? Us tobacco men earned $4.5 billion last year.
All I can say is that's a lot of money going up in smoke.
Watch your lips, son. Watch your lips. Now, this here chart shows the rise of cigarette smoking in the last 10 years. Here we see that lung cancer has increased at the same ratio as cigarette. Oops, wrong chart. Yeah.
Then all those figures that show smoking and cancer really do have a relationship. Smoking could cause cancer.
That's a nasty, dirty thing to say, son. A lovely, pure white cigarette causing cancer. It gets me right here.
But I mean it, Dad. Does cigarette smoking cause cancer?
Well, they say it does. We say it don't.
But if they're right, smoking could shorten life.
Well, what's 2 to 10 years, more or less, son? Remember, the world's too crowded already.
Maybe we shouldn't keep it a secret.
Well, son, if every cigarette smoker got lung cancer and shortened his life 20 years, we'd still sell cigarettes. Remember, son, money talks. And right now it says for you to quit biting the hand that's feeding you.
Well, I don't like it. I don't want any part of it. I feel like a hypocrite having anything to do with making...
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Hey, what's going on here?
Come on, baby.
I'll bet you didn't clear this with Dad, Manning.
Now get in there, honey, and fight.
Nice and close now. That's it.
Hold it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. J.B., we were just coming in. J.B., I know you're a very busy man, but can you spare just a moment? J.B., this is it. This is so big, I hate to talk about it.
Dad, I want to see you. And you too, Manning.
Okay, son, I'll be with you in just a minute. Well, Manning, what is it?
Can't you catch the vision of it, J.B.? Junior Beauregard smokes Humbars because Humbars score for me every time. Or you'll never ask for your quarterback with Humbars.
But Manning, you all didn't clear this with me. This is Junior. He's my boy.
Oh, no, you're dead wrong there, J.B. You're dead wrong. Junior Beauregard belongs to all of us, to America. Oh, can't you catch the vision of it, J.B.? Don't you see the publicity value? Junior Beauregard's a famous All-American. If anybody can get the kids to smoke, he can.
Y'all want to see me, son?
Listen, Dad, about those photographs, you're not going to use me.
No, don't you all worry about that, son. I've taken care of that. No, sir. We ain't going to use them. No. I may be a rough old tobacco man, son, but as for your not smoking, I'm right proud of it. This ain't for publication, but frankly, I wouldn't smoke for $1 million.
I am going like a lamb to the slaughter, but I am as calm as a summer's morning. I have a conscience void of offense toward God and all men, and it shall be said of me, Thursday morning, June 27th, 1844, dawned hot and humid at Carthage Jail. It was raining a little. 2 days before, Joseph Smith and his brother Hiram, along with several others, had been illegally arrested, placed under armed guard, and locked in the debtor's cell. The jailer was sympathetic, and soon the prisoners were allowed to move about freely, eating their meals in the parlor, and sleeping at night in the jailer's bedroom upstairs. It was a little after 5 a.m. when Joseph was awakened by the arrival of the day's first visitors. Some brought letters from friends and family, others reports from the saints at Nauvoo. Cyrus Wheelock brought a gun. It was a busy morning, and although Joseph tried to be encouraging, he closed his final letter to his wife Emma by saying, "I am very much resigned to my lot. Give my love to the children and my friends." So the morning passed. By afternoon, the atmosphere changed. Visitors were forbidden entry and driven away. Outside, men gathered in small groups, swearing, threatening, planning the death of the prophet. Now only John Taylor, Willard Richards, Hiram, and Joseph remained inside. Trying to raise their spirits, John Taylor sang.
He asked if I for him would die. The flesh was weak, my blood ran chill, but the free spirit cried, I will.
They talked quietly for a while. A little after 5, the jailer came up, suggesting that they would be safer in the cell next door. Joseph replied, "We'll go in after supper." A strange stillness settled on Carthage. A mob with painted faces rushed the jail. The guards faked resistance. A shot through the door killed Hiram. Another smashed the lock. As the door flew open, the brethren jumped to one side. Joseph's gun misfired. John Taylor ran to the window. Falling severely wounded, he rolled under the bed. Joseph ran to the same window. "Oh, Lord, my God!" Thursday evening, June 27th, 1844, was hot and humid in Carthage, Illinois, but the rain had stopped.